And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and I wanted to do some Traya footage on our test accounts, but I don't have access to that quite yet. And there is a gentleman, his name is Oblivion1. He's out there in the community, he's unlocked Traya, and he gave the footage to Arnold T101, who also shared that footage with all the game changers in hopes that we could all kind of get a first impressions. Everybody wants to kind of see what's going down. So special shout out first to Oblivion1 for thinking about the game changers and actually recording some footage for us. And then second, I really appreciate Arnold T101 in sharing this so that way other game changers have an opportunity to see it prior to us being able to actually make videos for ourselves on the potential test account down the road. So with that said, all this video is going to be is the video that was sent to me, the footage of the 5 arena battles, which he won all 5. It doesn't look like there's any mod information in here, and it doesn't look like there's any, speeds and stuff like that. But we can get a pretty good feel for how the teams play out, who goes first, things as such. So we're going to go ahead and watch this footage and just get my impressions. I just kind of want to watch the footage and see, what's going down, what's happening, how's she working out, how hard she hits for, and the synergies with different teams. So again, thanks Oblivion for bringing this footage to us. So that's a pretty good team. I think this is a modified Nightmare team. I think a lot of people, this is probably going to be the setup that they're going to attempt at least first. I think a lot of people want to see Sith Trooper. I know I'm pretty excited. And so Han goes first. Their BB-8's faster than their team. They're getting a lot of stuff going down. Yikes. So that's kind of how it works with JTR, right? They go first and they beat you up a little bit. So we'll see how it plays out. She seems pretty durable. She's taken a couple of hits, and unlike Emperor Palpatine, she's not, she hasn't lost all her protection already. Well, that was a pretty good hit with Isolate. And he's already going on his special. That is amazing. And that'll kill BB-8. Oh, he regained protection. There he is. He's gone now. BB-8's gone. The double tank situation looks pretty... What? Dang! She hit for a ton. That was absolutely amazing. In fact, he now has it on auto, and the health or the protection loss that's been had isn't very significant at all. JTR is a pretty amazing team, and so this is a very, very good first run. There isn't any sound, by the way, from the game. Whap! Man, pretty impressive. That's a good first battle against Jedi Training Rey. It was a faster team, and yet he was still able to come out with a victory pretty handedly. Now, it looks like the same team composition. We'll see who he's going against with this team composition again. By the way, if you look at his squad power, you can see he doesn't have all the Zetas. To have all the Zetas, you'd be around 108 to 110,000, and he's at about 96. So this is kind of against the current meta, the very popular Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, Scion, Thrawn, and Darth Nihilus teams. We'll see how the potential new meta faces the old meta. And he has it on auto, which is kind of cool because it gives us a feel for how the computer would play these guys on defense. It's the fairest way of doing a battle and seeing how the AI kind of plays out. Whap! I like her hit. That's pretty cool. And it's pretty cool being able to utilize her in a battle. So this battle so far against the current meta isn't too impressive yet. We will see. The double tank is nice, but I think having Thrawn in here would be really nice. And their Scion gets to go first with his unique. That was 23,000 damage on that hit with her. And now it's 4-4. Dang, that was an amazing hit too. We'll see how this plays out, but so far this is not looking so good. Ooh, a triple stun. I guess it depends on which Nihilus goes off next. That'll be what it comes down to. It's getting close. Man, that was a good hit. And there he goes again. We'll see if their Nihilus gets taken out. Since it's on auto, whap, it didn't target Nihilus, but that's all right. 3 minutes into this battle, that's pretty crazy on auto battle. For an auto battle to go for 3 minutes. But Traya and all that bonus protection looks really strong in the leadership role. And there you go. He was able to take the tanks out with the Nihilus, but 2 annihilates. But here we go. Bop. Over. That's it. Pretty decent. I'm not sure if having Thrawn on this team would make it any better versus Sith Trooper. Sith Trooper definitely makes it very durable, very tanky. What is he going to swap out? He's taking Emperor Palpatine out and putting in Sith Marauder. I know a lot of people that wanted to see how Sith Marauder would do underneath her, and this is an interesting take since he does extra damage based on debuffs that an individual will have. So that'll be interesting. This is against the CLS meta, or at least what was the CLS meta, of course. Oh, that was impressive. This is just bringing a little more damage potential into the arena, although it's tough wanting to take out the stun capability that you get with Emperor Palpatine. And he's isolated, General Kenobi is, which is an interesting debuff to be able to apply on an opposing team. I would also like to see Traya with Retribution. I would really like to see Traya with Retribution. I think that would be very cool. Again, this is on auto with no targeting, so this should be a good example of how this would play out. Ahsoka Tano did a lot of damage there, but at the expense of her getting rid of the debuffs with her life. 15,000 isn't a ton, but that was a decent hit. There you go. Han's gone. Yikes. Again, this battle's taking a bit of time on auto. I know he's got it on 2x speed, which 2x speed is so we can watch the mechanics working out and in playing out. Whop. Man, I wish it would have targeted General Kenobi, but he's isolated. He's debuffed. It's going to be all over. So 13,000 again on that throw. Not overly impressed with Sith Marauder. In fact, I have a 7-star Gear 12 Sith Marauder, and sadly, I never use him. So that was a pretty decent win. Did take a couple of minutes on auto. Let's see some other teams. All right, so with an Emperor Palpatine lead, Thrawn, and instead of Darth Vader, just take Darth Vader out and put her Traya in here. So let's see what that looks like. And that got extra turn meter for Nihilus, so that was a good thing that their Darth Vader went first. Ooh, 3 stuns. And he's got it on auto in 4X. She isolated Darth Vader. And on auto, I'd be interested to see how this plays out. This doesn't look very good right now. It looks pretty bad against the traditional meta. Whoa, yikes. Once Emperor Palpatine starts getting those stuns, man, it just starts rolling. This doesn't look good. That taunting just very well may save him. Wow. And that special on cooldown is absolutely amazing damage-wise. She definitely hits hard. And this is 4-3. This is still not looking good. I'm seeing her as a viable alternative to Emperor Palpatine lead, and or a viable character to add to the Emperor Palpatine meta. So I can see the Sith being very strong for the next 6 months, but I'm not sure I see this team with Traya being so overpowered that if you didn't have her, you were in trouble. I know a lot of people are afraid of the Sith meta and not being able to win. Wow, the team's pulling it out. Barely. Thrawn and Darth Nihilus look pretty bad, but Traya is very, very durable. She's definitely a very durable person on your team, so she'd be worth having on there. But yeah, definitely, I see her as extremely good as a leader or as a backup on a Sith team. But I don't see her as somebody that if you don't have, it's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I think that it's one of those things you guys will want. But if you have to wait for a while to get, it will be all right. I think you guys will be okay. This is another team with her as the leader. It's kind of similar to the basic current meta, except for Sith Trooper. So double tanks, and instead of Emperor Palpatine as lead, having Traya in as lead. So similar to a Nightmare team, but with her as the lead. And this now has Thrawn in there, and that was my question at the very beginning was, would Thrawn make this team, this double tank team, any better? Again, I appreciate the double auto that he does, so we can see this in auto. And man, definitely isn't super overpowered in comparison to today's meta. Today's meta is doing very well against this particular team, especially if you're targeting, which we know that the defense, the AI doesn't do super well, is the targeting. I tell you, Scion is really amazing as a tank. More than we, I think, had initially envisioned. I had my Scion hit for 59k on a crit after his unique the other day, and that was the highest I ever seen, and that is just crazy talk. That was an amazing hit again. She has a really good special on cooldown that does a lot of damage. It's very nice. It's kind of like Darth Vader's ability to throw the culling blade. And so with that, it is almost a Darth Vader replacement because she's able to be durable like Darth Vader and replace damage. It would almost be better suited potentially with her just behind Emperor Palpatine, so you could maintain that speed advantage you get with an Emperor Palpatine lead. Just something kind of crossing my mind right now is you would probably want to maintain that Emperor Palpatine lead for the extra speed bonus. But teams pulling it out. It looks like this is going to be a win because they have Scion fractured and Nihilus is all but dead. So there we go. Looks like we have another battle, one more battle after this. They just got to pop, kill Scion. All right, let's go to the last battle and check it out. Again, Oblivion One, thank you very much for sharing this with the Game Changers. And again, thanks, Arnold, for sharing this with everybody. Pretty exciting to see this stuff. Traya is definitely an exciting addition to the game. Now they're putting in, Oblivion One's putting in Sith Assassin to speed the team up, since you won't have Emperor Palpatine for all the speed gains. Sith Assassin, and I will tell you, this right here is probably going to be one of the better team compositions. Is kind of a modified Nightmare team, but no Emperor Palpatine or Darth Vader. Instead, using the triumvirate with Trooper and Sith Assassin to speed the team up. You're not going to get to go first, but once your train gets rolling, it's going to be very, very powerful, and it will be difficult for them to kill the Sith Assassin because of her foresight and stealthing that she does. Man, that hit's amazing. That was an amazing hit. One hit, and Nihilus does his job. And she hits hard. I mean, she definitely is an attacker and a leader, kind of all rolled into one. She could definitely replace Darth Vader at a minimum. Darth Vader's not doing so well across the way. Although he regains so much health, it really does make him durable. And the team just got sped up from Sith Assassin. And it could be the difference right here. Wow. Boom. It's falling apart on auto, less than 2 minutes. This definitely looks far better than most of the other battles. I think if you were going to run Traya as the lead, this is probably, in my opinion, of all compositions that he's done, this is probably the best offensive composition with Traya as the leader. The Sith Triumvirate with Sith Trooper and Sith Assassin in the background. Again, appreciate Oblivion. What are your guys' thoughts? She looks very, very strong. She looks like a great leader, standalone leader. She also looks like a great replacement for Darth Vader and whatnot. You could probably run her under Emperor Palpatine just fine in the existing meta. And I think that if you have her, it's going to make your team really strong and solid on defense, but I still think it's beatable for sure. And I do believe that if you don't get Darth Traya, that you don't have to freak out and worry if it takes 6 months to a year. Probably by the time you get her, the meta will have shifted. She's very cool. She's definitely one of those shiny things you want to collect in the game. But again, don't stress about it if you can't get her. I appreciate all you guys watching, checking this out. Now, I want you to give me your ideas on what your impressions were for the video. So what did you think about Traya in the arena? What team composition did you see specifically you thought that was going to be the best or the most overpowered? Did you think adding Thrawn was better, or do you think that adding Sith Assassin, double tank, no double tank? Leave them in the comments down below. And as always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.